What is up, guys? I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're covering some more r/am I the butthole. If you're new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe and maybe that notification bell too, as it really helps out our channel. And don't forget you can follow me on podcast too now, so you can take me with you wherever you go. And if you really want to be awesome, you can support the channel either by clicking that join button below and joining YouTube membership, or join us on Patreon over there where we have different tiers of membership and all that kind of good stuff. And hey, GJ, I hope I got your name right there. Thank you very much for joining us with the YouTube membership yesterday. You're truly appreciated. And thank you to the rest of the members of our channel as well. And as well as everyone for just being here and watching this video today. Absolutely, your time is, blows me away. Blows me away. And with that being said, let's get in to today's stories. Much love, guys. Our first story comes from Kavach, did I atch? I think. Am I the arsehole for walking out on a double date my friend set up with him, his girlfriend and a girl I had already rejected before? I feel like I need to say this for the post not to be removed. This is not about the date, about relationships, or something I want a judgment on me walking out of there. Cast, me, 25 male, Joe, 26 male, Jane, 24 female. To give you a little background on this situation, I met Jane through Joe's girlfriend at a birthday party last year. At first, Jane was fun to talk to, but not even an hour later, Jane was really into me and tried really badly to hit on me during the party, which pretty much ruined my time there, as the feeling was not mutual in the slightest bit. Also at the time, I was already with someone. So the first impression I got from Jane that she was clingy, annoying, and just wouldn't stop bothering me. Unfortunately for me, she became part of my larger friend group because she is part of Joe's girlfriend's friend group. That is a mouthful. Sheesh. And because me and Joe hang out a lot, and I am also friends with his girlfriend, I pretty much run into her at a minimum twice a month. So first time Jane asked me out was a month after that party. I informed her that I was with someone and not interested. She tried again 2 months later when I broke up with my then girlfriend. Again, I declined her advances and told her I was not interested. I got into a new relationship not long after, but unfortunately, she and I broke up about 2 months ago. Since then, you might have anticipated, Jane has asked me out again. I said no again. Well, that brings us to this week. Everything has been opened up here, and Joe has been trying to fix me up with a friend of his girlfriend and will not tell me who. He is well aware of me having rejected Jane multiple times, the fact that I'm not interested in her, he knows this in detail. After a lot of what he calls convincing and I call whining, I had no interest in dating anytime soon. I relented and decided to agree to this double date idea of his. We agree on meeting at Joe's apartment and lo and behold, Joe, his girlfriend and Jane are occupying the dinner table, obviously intended for my date to be Jane. I honestly just got so goddamn angry that I couldn't even get a single word out, turned around and left. I've been bombarded with texts and calls about how much of a douche I am and how terribly I hurt Jane and so on, and I am just like, I literally rejected her like 3 times. I'm not interested in her. You knew that, your girlfriend knew that, our entire friend group has a running joke about obsessive Jane. For fuck's sake, so literally everyone knows it. So am I the arsehole? Immediately on this one I'm going to come out and say not the arsehole, simply because you rejected her that many times. I think you did show a lack of interest in her. You gave her enough chances to take the fucking hint, right? I mean, it would have been interesting to know how those rejections went down. Did you just say no, or did you literally say, look, I'm not that interested in you, to be quite honest. We can be friends, but I don't want to take it any further than that. Or was it just like a simple blunt no? I don't know. I find that kind of thing interesting. But let's go down into the comments below and see what we can find. Just Let Be says, not the arsehole, but your friend obviously is. Setting someone up with a friend who rejected that person is cruel. Not the fact that you turned around. I would honestly done the same. That's a good point, actually. I didn't even think of that about the friend. Keep doing that. Cultured Philistine says, Jane is just as much an arsehole as the rest. She knew what was up. To which Cactus Jack 1984 replies, agree, Jane isn't some innocent bystander here. She's been rejected half a dozen times at this, but can't take no for an answer. It's beyond harassment at this point. Denatured Enzyme says, can you imagine if Jane was a dude and OP was a girl? The level of creep. Edit, I didn't mean to imply anything sexist. I just meant that level of creepy would be way more obvious if the genders were reversed, and everyone would immediately know that it's wrong. So in OP's situation, it should also be obvious that Jane is being very creepy, despite the fact the genders are reversed from the usual situations. Sorry from any misunderstanding caused. And for the first story, I turn it to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 1. Our next story is from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for not specifying my medical condition to my SO? I, female 31, met my boyfriend N, male 33, about a year ago. A few years ago I developed a medical condition, which was treated by a hysterectomy, removal of the uterus. This of course caused me to be completely unable to have my own children. A few weeks later, after I met N, I told him that I'm infertile, knowing that at our age this is important information and maybe a deal breaker. He reacted pretty sweetly. He told me that it's okay and he doesn't think of me less because of that. I asked him if he didn't mind never having children with me, and he said, "We'll deal with that when the time comes." I think that was the moment when I should have corrected him or say anything, because there is nothing to deal with, but I thought to myself that maybe he meant adoption or something. The next time when I think I should have said something was when a few months later his friend informed us that he and his fiancée are expecting a child. They had some difficulties and apparently it took them several years to succeed. N said that night, "You see, the doctor told them they couldn't have children too, and look, here they are. Miracle babies happen all the time." I just said something like, "Good for them," and changed the topic. 2 weeks ago, he moved in with me. As we unpacked his stuff, he said, "Okay, now we can start looking for some therapies for you. I managed to save some money, we can deal with that now." I asked him what the fuck is he planning to deal with. He said with my alleged infertility. I asked him again, what the fuck does he mean alleged? He said, "You know, like my friends, they were supposed to be infertile and now they have a newborn at home." I replied saying that I'm happy for them, but every case is different, and in my case it's completely not possible because I don't have any uterus. He was furious, started to yell that I should have told him in the first place, that I misled him. From my point of view, I told him enough, and he's an adult and so he made a conscious decision to stay with me. We fight about it ever since. So am I the arsehole for not telling him exactly what condition makes me sterile? Edit. I think I should clear that up. English is not our language. In our language there is no separate words for infertile and sterile. There's only one word for both things. Wow. That's an incredibly sad one point, but clearly the OP is come to terms with her condition. But the fact that he was just like, when she told him that she doesn't have a uterus, and he was just like, "No worries, miracles happen all the time, I'll solve this." It's like, what the fuck, dude? Anyway, let's take a look in the comments below and see what we can find. Jesus. Sylphon says, "Not the arsehole at all. He didn't ask for details beyond what you told him. It is his own fault for thinking all infertility was the same." Fitzwiz replies, "Also his fault for assuming OP would want kids if she could have them. I'm sorry, OP. Not the arsehole." Piffly says, "Yeah, he just decided they were going to deal with it and that's it. No talk about him wanting children, changing his mind or whatever. He saved up money for it and was going to deal with it. What the hell?" Egocentric Dick says, "On top of going out of his way to find treatments without even asking her, and they have a year of relationship. Not the arsehole, but please have a serious conversation with your boyfriend, OP." Jho18 says, "Everyone sucks here. Your boyfriend sucks for obvious reasons. He shouldn't have made those assumptions. You suck because from what you've said, it sounds like you realised a long while ago that he hadn't fully understood what you meant when you said you were infertile, and then chose to ignore this. That makes you the arsehole as well in my opinion." That's a fair point actually. Autokiller677 says, "Can't believe I had to scroll so far for this comment. Exactly this. Yeah, he sucks a lot more. Also planning for treatments without inquiring about the exact condition. But she noticed and could have cleared it up. Instead of clearing it up ASAP, she took the chance that he got it wrong, knowing at some point it might cause him a lot of pain, put strain on the relationship. For me, that is not something that partners do." And once again, I turn it to you guys. What do you think of this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 2. Our next story is from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for telling my boyfriend's mother she raised a fucking sociopath who needs to be in a facility? So I, female 26, have a boyfriend, male 24, and recently got into a dispute with our neighbour's kids. They accidentally kicked their football into our yard, and they came into our garden to get it back. To be honest, I didn't care, but my boyfriend started screaming at these 11-year-olds about how they are poorly raised and their parents should be ashamed. I was fucking mortified. I sent the kids some chocolates and sweets and apologised profusely for his behaviour. I was seeing red flags and told him his behaviour was not normal. He kind of brushed me off and I told him if he pulled anything like that again, he was gone. The next week the ball came into our garden and I was about to throw it back to the kids when my boyfriend stormed outside and took the ball inside. I told the kids I would bring it back in a minute. He went into the bathroom and emerged like 10 minutes later, wearing gloves and a football covered in shit. His own shit. What the fuck? I asked him if he was out of his fucking mind, but he stormed past me and threw it over the fence screaming, "Take that, you bitches!" I screamed, and girl, I mean screamed at him about how he was a fucking douche and I wanted him out of my house and he is a fucking disgusting monster and that they were just kids. I screamed and eventually he left. I deleted all his games off his PS4 and gave it to his kids as an apology. I was so embarrassed. My ex's boyfriend's mum messaged me asking what happened and I responded with, "What happened? What happened? You're a pathetic excuse of a woman who raised a fucking sociopath, who covered a football in his own shit and threw it at some kids, and he needs to be in a facility because something is wrong with him, and God knows how I hadn't seen any red flags about this fucking monster you raised during the 7 months we dated." I know I'm in the right for what I did to my boyfriend, but am I in the wrong for snapping at the mother for something she had no direct involvement in? Oh my god. How insane. What the hell? What goes through someone's mind when a football comes over the garden? Think, that's it, I'm gonna go and cover that in shit. What the fuck, man? Oh god, I hadn't seen a story like that in a while. Wow. Yeah, get rid of him. You're definitely not the arsehole for dealing with your boyfriend the way you did, but I don't think it's the mother's fault. I don't think you can quite blame the mother for the way he's dealing with it. We don't know the full story and how he was raised and stuff like that, so we can't fully go into that. But for just snapping at the mother like that, I gotta say you're the arsehole for doing that side of things. Maybe even everyone sucks here kind of thing. Let's go down to the comments below. I'm kind of speechless with this one and see what we can find. Imaginary Marsupial says, "You're the arsehole for blaming a grown adult's mother for his behaviour." Mr. Orange Whips replies, "Why is his mum messages an ex-girlfriend?" I don't know what happened replies, "The mum might have been the one to manage his emotions before her, so when he was kicked out, it was right back to mum." Wheaty Cake 11 says, "You're the arsehole for sending the message because I'm sure she would have maybe understood how angry you were if you came across nicer. But wow, I can't even imagine being in your position. Has he done anything like this before?" Edit, I did not mean that OP is the arsehole for the entire situation. It's a very soft "you're the arsehole. Sorry for any confusion." OP replies, "No, I always thought he was calm. It came completely out of the blue." Wills12H says, "It could also be worth trying to seek a medical opinion as there could be other issues here." Ex-Pobster says, "Everyone sucks here. Your ex is a madman. And yeah, I'm all for dumping his ass and kicking him out of your house, but his PS4 was not yours to give away. And to be honest, while it's possible that the mother did a terrible job of raising him, you yelled at her and berated her for stuff her grown-ass adult son did. That's super uncalled for." The OP replies, "I paid for the PS4. Right, this is an absolutely insane one, so I would love to know your opinions on this one. So let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 3. Our next story is from Neon Knights 1. Am I the arsehole for letting our house become disgusting? My boyfriend 25 male and myself 22 female have been living together for about a year, dating for 4 years. We have a little 3-bedroom house with our 2 doggos and both work full time. I actually work more hours than he does. My job is more physically demanding than his. I love my job. My issue is, he never helps me with housework, ever. I have to beg him to help me. He won't even take the trash out unless I literally nag him. I often come home later than him, and the dishes haven't been done / put away, the dogs haven't been fed, or their area cleaned up. His hair is all over the sink from shaving, etc. He makes a coffee and leaves the mug in his office for 3 days until I go there and get it. He puts his dirty laundry next to the bed instead of the washer or the hamper. He never contributes to the laundry, so I do that. I also cook, and he doesn't even bother to help clean up afterwards. He doesn't help with anything unless I fully beg him. And at that point, he complains and says I'm annoying and high maintenance. My final 2 straws were 2 days ago, when he took a massive shit and didn't scrub the toilet after. It was disgusting. He didn't see the problem. So I told him if he wasn't going to help me with the housework and make things more equal, then I was going to stop completely. He didn't see the issue. 2.5 days later, and the house is so yuck. It smells, the dishes have been piling up the whole time. I haven't done his laundry, so he had no clean clothes for work. I didn't vacuum or clean the bathroom, so the floor is super yuck and the bathroom is gross too. Lol. When I got home tonight, I happily poured myself a wine and watched some Netflix in bed. He got angry at me and demanded I help him clean up. I said no, he is more than welcome to do it, and he did. He cleaned the entire house and is now not speaking to me. He said what I did was disgusting. I could have made him sick, and I made him late for work by not having his clothes washed and ironed. He also said he is very sore and tired from cleaning for hours and is angry because he wanted to play Xbox. He's been bitching about me to his friends, saying he thinks he can't be with me anymore. I'm 99% sure he didn't know I was listening. Am I the arsehole? Should I have not done this? Please help. Oh my god. I'm gonna go out there straight away. Dump him immediately. What an arsehole that guy is. Like one of my biggest pet peeves, people that can't clean the toilet after they've gone for a number 2 and leave a mess. That drives me mental. If people can't clean that, they're fucking disgusting in my opinion. And when he said he was angry later because he wanted to play the Xbox, you should have kicked his ass out right there and then. I'm surprised you didn't actually just blow up at him. But anyway, let's go down to the comments and see what we can find. Dogs Reading Books says, not the arsehole, you're his girlfriend, not his mum or nanny. Visible Piano Zero says, mums and nannies shouldn't have to be expected to do all the housework. If you are 2 adults living together who both work, you ought to split the housework. If you are hiring someone to help you clean and tidy, you need to make sure that's agreed up front as part of their role. No one should automatically be cleaning up after a grown man. Dogs Reading Books then replies, oh I know, but I think her boyfriend might be looking at her as sort of a mum or nanny, which of course isn't okay, and makes him double the arsehole. Splatterfilm just replies, bang made. Shadow Shooter 9 says, oh my god, if I wasn't in a chiropractor office right now, I'd be laughing out loud. That's hilarious. Pavel Lishin says, not the arsehole. Sounds like you learned a valuable lesson about how much work you've been putting in the house and the relationship, and you've learned a valuable lesson about how much work he's been putting in. And quotes, he thinks he can't be with me anymore. I think he's right, and I think you'll be better off for it. Oh look, Shells replies, to be honest, it sounds like he hasn't learned his lesson. He still blames her for the house being disgusting, but most likely he's making most of the filth. Yeah, from the ending there, I don't think he's learned his lesson at all. I mean, he's complaining to his friends, he's wanting to play Xbox, and complaining that he's sore. I mean, fucking hell, get a grip, dude. But I'm going to say not the arsehole in the situation, but then I turn it to you guys. What do you guys think of this situation? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 4. And there was an update to this, which I left to the very end so you don't judge it beforehand. Update, I broke up with him this morning after talking it through. He genuinely believes he is the male that doesn't need to contribute to housekeeping. I showed him this post and he got super angry and said I was out of place. He said he wasn't comfortable being in a relationship where the female doesn't have a traditional role in the household, and going forward he expects me to resume the cleaning and cooking. So I broke up with him and he didn't believe me. So I moved my stuff out back to my mum's today while he was at work and took the dogs. Not that he ever looked after them. Thank you people of Reddit, you've really helped me see my worth and what I was blind to. Thank you. And I think that's got to be the best ending to this story, right? I mean, she doesn't deserve to be treated that way, and hopefully she gets a better life out of it in the end. And our final story is from Tired and Frustrated as Fuck. Am I the arsehole wanting my wife to have more mature interest and/or not write fanfiction? Her interests include animated cartoons, true crime and watching movie commentaries. That's it. She's an accomplished woman, but she keeps watching these useless things and trying to talk to me about them, and I don't understand/care. I try to get her into my interests that are more age appropriate, and she likes them too, but she just won't quit. She started writing gay fanfiction for an animated cartoon fandom, and it dismays me, especially when she gushes about how many likes she has. She's so mature, and an adult aside from this. Provided she makes really mature points about her TV shows, but they're cartoons. She's past the age for these things. I asked her to stop and we fought a lot. Now she isn't talking to me. Is it bad for your wife to have more mature interests? In my opinion here, immediately you're the arsehole. You can't tell someone what their hobbies are. Many adults read comic books and all sorts, and even watch superhero movies. I mean, it's exactly the same sort of thing, right? But in my stupid opinion, you only live once. Do what the fuck you like with your life. If you want to write gay fanfiction or for animated cartoon fandoms or whatever that is, you do that. You want to watch cartoons? Hell, I even watch SpongeBob still. I absolutely love it. And nobody is going to tell me any different, because that's what I enjoy. That's what makes me happy and cheers me up. Seeing SpongeBob's smiling face, perfect. Where's it? Chef kiss. But let's go down in the comments and see what we can see. Mesopholis says, you're the arsehole for criticising their hobbies about not being age appropriate. Marvel and DC have made billions in revenue with adult comic fans watching their movies, shows, etc. You are not a supportive partner, and you're discriminating against your partner. Stay in your lane if you cannot support her. As If Dude says, I work in a comic book store, and I will tell you that all of our customers are adults except for 2 girls and 1 little boy who just started reading. There's only like 5/6 adult women who shop here, excluding me. Halask says, and quote, being not age appropriate. Even if this was valid, why does he think he could fix his wife? Presumably he knew her hobbies when they married. You're the arsehole. Jujuda12 says, you're the arsehole. I love how he wants her to get into his interest yet refuses to get into hers. Something tells me this because she does her own thing and doesn't latch onto his part of the reason here. She makes mature points about them, but I don't like them, so she needs to stop. Does that sound right, OP? Keep the same energy when she starts making bank from her writing. Toga Starman says, seriously, also why did OP marry her if they don't even like the shit she's interested in? I hate when people get married and think that the bond of paper somehow magically gives them the right to start harassing their partner to change who they are. And for the final time, I turn it to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on the poll in the description. Once again guys, as always, thank you for being here. The time out your day is just, I know I say it every time, and you must be getting sick of it by now, but I have to tell you, it's in my head, I need to tell you. You're absolutely amazing for sitting there every day and making comments below, interacting with this channel. You know, I love the community vibe you give me. I know I don't reply to all the comments, but I do try my best and I read every single one. I promise you that. I'm either sat at my computer reading these comments, or I'm on my phone somewhere scrolling through them. There was lots of funny ones about the fart jokes yesterday. Really enjoyed them. Keep them coming. Keep your stories coming. They keep me going. And much love to you. I'll see you in the next one, yeah? Take care. Goodbye.